Okay. I see everything going on. Hopefully, I can get my guests to come in. We supposed to have a discussion today on mental health. For some reason, StreamYard is giving us difficulty, but we're not going to stop this word from getting out. So, as soon as I can get her in, I'm going to just go ahead with some announcements. So, as y'all know, we had Feeding the Streets yesterday. Everything went perfectly great. And I do appreciate everyone that participated, because I couldn't have did it by myself. I really couldn't do it by myself. Thank God for all of y'all that donated to make this happen. If it wasn't for y'all, it would have never happened, because it takes more than one person. It takes a full village, as everybody know. So I'm going to tell you today, also, before I bring in my guest, I want to play a little something for somebody. There's somebody's birthday today, and we're going to go ahead and see if this works. So today is somebody that has released her CD, and she released it in 2020 this year. So we're going to go ahead and tell her a happy birthday today. Her name is Jay Shanique. We want to tell Jay Shanique happy birthday. So this is for Jay Shanique.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Turn up for your birthday. It's your birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Turn up for your birthday. It's your birthday.
All right. That was for Miss Jay Shanique. And as I said, she has a CD released. So we're going to pay a little something for her right now, which is her release called Critical Condition. And that's featuring Lala Maria. Sin City Music presenting Critical Condition. And stand to the music presenting Critical Condition. Rachel Lee. Happy birthday, girl. I see that you can find that on all platforms. Thank you, thank you. And now we gotta get some applause. Well, we're not gonna go through the announcements. We'll try to go through the So we're gonna get right into the topic at hand. Hello, Miss Naya. How you doing, Miss Naya?
How you doing?
Great, great. We say fire with 3 eyes.
Because I'm just that I, which stands for H because I'm humble, O because I'm open, and T because I'm transparent.
All right, all right. Love it, love it. How did you come up with that?
I was reading a book on relationships because I never really figured out how. And reading a book on relationships, and I never really figured out about this relationship situation. And had in the book the acronym HOT. And it, because I am very humble, I am very open, and very transparent.
Love it, love it, love it. Now, before we get into it, just so you know, everybody know, everybody know, being that today is a mental discussion, what I'm going to do is go ahead and we're going to wrestle out this beautiful word. And what the first is going to be is that a person that gave a powerful message that is a survivor of domestic violence. And I will say this, and for the reason I chose this person of the search. So right now, what we're going to do, I don't have a banner that the phone number. So we got the number here that we can call on mental health and everything. So can you hear me clearly?
Yes, a little delay.
Okay, trying to see. Let me see if I cut other people's off. If you can hear me, maybe hear the static. Turn this one thing off. Maybe that will help.
Somebody's mad because somebody's about to be blessed.
Is this something because I never had this problem? Especially with StreamYard, I have privacy, and the privacy settings is locked. I never mess with anything. So I'm not understanding why it's saying it's locked. But okay, my bad. I'll get this messed up. So let's get on to, because you also have stated that we're going to the video.
Yes.
Now, the last time we were here on the StreamYard discussion hour, your first CD, First Love Letters to Myself, had just been released.
Yes.
How has that been going?
Wonderful.
Great, great. Now, for one who are just seeing you for the first time, can you tell us a little bit about your CD and what inspires you to do it?
I wanted to help heal some souls. I wanted to help heal some souls.
Okay, great, great.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, your voice is low, but I hear like 10 from my end.
Because I can barely hear myself. And it was perfect at first.
Yeah, see, I can hear you. But to me, it's like I'm hearing static. Say what?
I can just Now,
Okay.
no, we can only see you from the nose down.
Oh, you can see. I see your whole face.
I can only see you from the nose down.
Oh my goodness, that's not good. Okay, can you see me now?
No, now that's better. Keep going. You see your whole face?
I can see my whole face, like right here.
No, I still now see your beautiful smile. No, you're going the wrong direction. You're going to where you're blessed. Go the other way.
Now, are we better this
There
way?
you go. There you go.
Okay, okay. We gotta make a lot of adjustments today, but ain't nothing stopping us.
No.
Okay, okay. Shortly after the release of your CD, you collaborated with another beautiful young lady to form a podcast platform called Becoming a Masterpiece. Can
Yes.
you tell us a little bit about that and what it is for?
Becoming a masterpiece is my platform to help people heal.
Okay,
And in order for you to be a masterpiece, someone had to create you.
right.
So the Most High creates us in his likeness and image.
Hmm.
And I wanted everyone to know that you could still be that masterpiece no matter
Right,
what the past has held, no matter what you've
right,
been through.
right,
And if we all come together, we can help mold each other into the beautiful
right.
person you're supposed to be.
Now, what kind of response while you're on the show and after the show? What kind of responses do you receive and feedback?
I get a lot of feedback. I got a really lot of feedback last week because I had Sister Mother on as a guest.
Okay,
She,
and that went really well.
yeah, she locked me in the bathroom and just came out and did show with Nisi.
Okay,
But it's really been very positive. People have been asking for more topics. I get a lot
okay.
of messages from especially young people,
Oh, okay, sweet.
on how can I be this masterpiece. And people ask me to explain the logo with the hands and the butterfly. So
I love it. I love it. I even watched your video, and it was very enlightening, very educational, and
yes,
it
and I
actually
thank you for your
helped me as
support.
well.
Wow, thank you.
Okay,
What? In what
and right
way?
now, before we go on, get up like when you get to speaking, we both y'all in. For one, I like y'all vibe, and I like the new character you got in, the mother. But understanding the mental sense, because a lot of people don't understand when you go through domestic violence, it's not just an overnight healing. It's a long process. So some of the keys
Right.
that I was missing in your show, y'all enlightened me and helped me with other keys that I didn't even or wasn't aware of. And that there I do appreciate from y'all.
Thank you so
So
much.
what I'm gonna do right now before we actually get to talk about mental thing, we're gonna play a CD from you. And this is called Sentence to Mental Jail.
lot of respect. Some respect, some respect. So with my, I had people thank God. I had no idea I was coming out of college. That was my son. Oh, man, they put me in my best position. I was never kidding that I was up 20 after I was robbed with it in my face. I had no idea. I was like, I was alcohol the wrong way from the high. Black alcohol. I remember walking because I had no shame. I was with my head. I'm ready to say like I never I was trying to say my own way. My own my own jail. Doctor. Sure. All about you. Alcohol. Believe me. I thank God you can't take alcohol. Today as I like way too late. I'm going to overdose. You know what I mean? That's like starting over again. They put me on 24 pills a day. I was walking, no one was coming. And I lost all my feelings. For years, I walked around in the hall. The sun was lighting. I didn't know how to do it. I got to the point where people know me. I was like, man, they all seems too years behind this ground that I'm walking on today. Man, I'm free. I'm no longer held hostage in my own mental jail by my past. I'm no longer living in the world of depression or mania. I'm 51 now when I'm gentle with myself. Thanks to DBT and individual therapy, I'm free. I'm free. Released from jail. Released from jail. I take 2 pills a day. No longer numb. I practice gratitude. Now I have a new attitude. When it gets bad, I just breathe. When it gets bad, I just breathe. I'm out of my own mental jail. Did I say that? What pills? 2 pills? Girl, you better shout. Breathe. Just breathe. When it gets bad, just breathe. Just be still and breathe. You got this. Breathe. I know it's insecure, but we can walk this walk. We can talk this talk. Yes. We can make it. Yes. Through. Thanks for the release.
All right, all right. That is Miss Fiiire
Woo!
and Miss Sentenced to Mental Jail.
Ah,
Love it, love it, love it. Now, before we get into talking about the mental illness, we want to go ahead and announce the winner of this beautiful purse. That beautiful purse. I sat down with some women and we went over some past videos with our past guests. And we decided which one was the most nutritional strength in what she displayed. And what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and, let's see here. See, it's hard when you don't have your board. We're going to go ahead and play the piece to the person that won the purse. So let me go to the video. And then after this, we will talk about the mental illness. Let me see. Okay, here we go. Now, everyone, see this purse again? From domestic violence to survivor, she possessed a strength in spoken words of nutrition while on my show. This is our winner for that purse. Lovely.
For me, in breaking my silence, just helping other women, men, children break their silence. Know that they don't have to be embarrassed by it. They don't have to be afraid, and they're not alone. There's resources and help out there. That's why I love, like, I have you, Spicy, I have Rosalie on there. And so it helps when we all break that silence and our voices are heard, because a lot of times when you go through these things, you feel embarrassed because you never thought it would be you. And you always say, no, that wouldn't be me, and I wouldn't do that, I wouldn't deal with it. But when it happens, it kind of takes something away from you to where you rather hide it than admit that it is me. So just the strength of the women and men that are coming out on the corner, sharing their stories, is helping break a chain of silence. I believe when Rosalie posted her piece, I started off by saying, you know what, everybody knows me as Lovely Vibes, but let me tell you about Monica Russell. Monica Russell was not where she was today. Monica Russell was abused. Monica Russell was raped. Monica Russell been through the same things you do. So there's a possibility. It gives them hope. Like they see Rosalie, she's a CEO and founder of her own companies.
And that is Miss Lovely Vibe. She is the winner of that nutritional purse.
Yeah.
Thank you, thank you. You can contact me right after this and make arrangements to pick up your surprise. Thank you. That's your Christmas gift, girlfriend. Thank you for being a strong one on the show and sharing a nutritional word. Now, we're going to get into mental illness. Can you give us your definition or the definition of mental illness?
Mental illness is when you experience difficulty concentrating, sleeping, and you have a behavior that takes you completely out of your norm,
Mm-hmm.
because it's different for each person. And most people do experience this uneasiness and an inability to sleep. Mental illness is just when, because what is normal? That's the thing. We don't know. And there's so many different forms of mental illness. Mental illness,
Mm-hmm.
your mind does not allow you to function in everyday life.
Yes, true, true, true. Now, the most common mental illness is depression and anxiety.
Sure.
40 million people suffer with anxiety, but only 36.9 will actually get help for it. When one suffers with anxiety, what could it actually affect in a person's daily life?
It can affect if you're a mother, it affects your relationship. It can affect your job. It can affect the way you eat, the way you sleep,
Mm,
the way you live.
exactly, exactly. Now, as we both know, that anxiety comes from in varieties, such as generalized anxiety disorder known as GAD or GAD, seasonal affective disorder known as SAD, and obsessive compulsive disorder known as OCD.
Correct.
Could you break down as examples what each mean and how it affects daily lives?
General anxiety disorder represents the psychological disorder part
Mm,
that you share in
mm,
features such as fear. It's an anxiety
mm,
disorder characterized by chronic anxiety,
mm,
exaggerated worry, and tension, even when there
mm.
is little or nothing to provoke it. That's
Right,
general anxiety disorder.
right. I agree. Now, post-traumatic stress disorder, known as PTSD.
Yes.
What are some things? Because a lot of people probably just don't know. They just hear the initials and some rule it as being crazy. which we know is not that you're crazy, it's an illness.
It's an illness.
What are some
No,
exactly?
right.
What are some things that could happen in life to cause someone to suffer with this?
You could have been physically abused as a child, mentally abused,
Mm-hmm.
sexually abused. You could have been
Mm-hmm.
raped. You could have been in war. You could
Mm-hmm.
have been a part of a gang.
Yeah.
Any traumatic experience that you've been through that puts you on edge
Mm-hmm.
can push you into PTSD,
Correct.
stress
Correct.
disorder.
Okay. Now, in what we just discussed, is there any other ways to help others deal with this besides counseling?
Yes, there's medication, there's meditation, there's yoga, there's
Mm-hmm.
acupuncture.
Now, have you ever experienced with acupuncture before? Because I know I haven't.
Yes, I have.
And what is that like? And did it help you some?
Yes, there's a form called battlefield acupuncture where they put small pins in your ear or on pressure
Mhm.
points,
Okay.
and it releases endorphins that help you calm down. It
Right.
take away the experience. It just gives you a way to deal with it.
Okay. Okay. If ones don't get help or treatment for this, what could be the end result?
Self-medicating, suicide, a
True.
very unhealthy life, getting in
Right.
unhealthy relationships, um,
Right.
lack of self-worth.
Yes, true. Okay. Now, before we go deeper in depth with this, we're going to go to another small interlude. And this is symbolic in the light.
I decided to invest in myself for a change. I work dollars, no cents. But for the life of me, I just can't understand why I sugarcoat some things and devalue who I really am. My heart is fragile, so I try to protect it at all costs. Throughout my years on this earth, I've experienced so many losses. Battling with these demons, they often try to control me like a manipulated boss. But I pray for discernment to kick in before I allow my demons to win. Friends tried to warn me about this downward spiral that I was headed in. My head is as hard as a brick, so naturally, I didn't listen to them. My perspective always seems to be right, but when God entered my life, I was forced to rearrange my stinking thinking, ranking myself low on the totem pole and believing that I wasn't worthy to be loved left me emotionally distraught. The wounded child inside of me was longing to be healed and set free. I wasn't given the right tools, so instant gratification became a norm for me. Lacking empathy and compassion became all too easy. I wasn't given what I needed, other options appeared, so I chose to run to those instead. Comfort was never a friend for me. I ran from the obvious and decided that I was strong enough to supply my own needs. After doing whatever it takes to push everyone away, all the love I had for myself began to fade away. Running away from myself, I developed unhealthy coping mechanisms. All my isms and schisms always seemed to catch up with me. I guess my feet just can't move fast enough, or is it my life was created to endure all the pain in order to be a witness for a lost woman or man? Someone please give me the answer because I just don't understand. I finally see the light. 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 I finally
see the light. I finally see the light. I finally see the light. I finally see the
That is Mrs. Symbolic Soul in the light.
Yeah.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Now, getting back to it, let me ask you this.
Yes.
When you're suffering from any sort of mental illness, how can you explain to your children or anyone that this resides within your life?
What I did personally was I took my children to a therapy session
Hmm.
when they were younger and when I was first diagnosed because I had no idea. So
Right.
I let the professional would explain to them exactly what my diagnosis was, what it entailed, how I would act if
Hmm.
I wasn't on medication, or even during a traumatic experience, how this may affect them. I
Right.
just, I did. If you don't know the answers, there's someone that does. And
Right.
I didn't do this with my first two. I
Mm.
did this with my youngest.
Okay.
And I got her therapy as well because she had to walk this journey with me.
Right. Right. Was it hard for her to grasp the idea that you had suffered with this?
Yes, and I'm thankful that she's a lot like her father. So,
Mhm.
but she deals with her own form of anxiety. She's an overthinker, and having to walk this journey with me, dealing with, you know, bipolar, PTSD, and anxiety. She didn't know which
Mhm.
mom she would wake up to. She didn't know which mom
Mhm.
she was coming home from school to. So that put her
Right.
on edge a lot with a 10-year age difference. The younger kids had each other to buffer off of. She didn't have
Mm.
anyone.
Wow. Wow. Can you actually have a happy relationship while dealing with mental illness?
Yes, you can. Yes. I have definitely, for the past year, I put in the work to do, it's called dialectical behavior. And it gave me
Okay.
the tools necessary to be successful. So when
Mm.
you sit down and you realize that this person is going to be in your life, you need to sit down and explain to them, this is me. This is who I used to be. And I didn't think that you could have a healthy life for a very long time. And once I did the work with myself, that's when it just stuck with me and it became my goal to help others know that you can have a happy, fulfilled, joyful, healthy life. Even if it's-
Okay. Okay. Trying to figure out where your voice went low.
I'm right
I
up
mean,
on, I turned my volume up. I haven't
okay.
moved.
Is your volume high?
Yes, it is.
See, let me see here. Yeah, a call came in and then the volume just went
And
low.
it does that. On the phone, it will do that. If a call comes in, you have to like hit something to get the volume to, yes.
Yeah, and I hate to touch anything and turn around that ends the live. So no, we ain't going through that.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. You real low, but long as you can hear me, we good.
Okay. I'm closer to the mic. Is that better?
No,
And it's
like I said, we'll just keep going.
okay.
I don't know what happened when the call came in, but we're gonna go ahead and go on. Now, walking through the fire. Let me ask you this: can meditation actually help you deal with mental illness, and how? Because I know you spoke about it.
Yes, it does, because a lot of your anxieties, a lot of your behaviors are in your subconscious mind. So when
Mm,
you take the time to meditate, you actually allow those places in your subconscious mind the time to heal.
right.
And once you heal those areas, meditation allows you to put something positive there instead of just leaving it blank. And
Right.
something negative will attach itself again.
Okay,
And
okay.
meditation does, it allows you to heal, because how often do we sit alone with ourselves
Mm.
and our thoughts and say, you know what, we're okay?
Because I know I do meditation and it helped me a lot when you talk about anxiety attack, uh, depression. You know, a lot of people, I bump to people say, "Oh, that don't help." If you apply yourself and you know how to use the tools to do the correct meditation, it actually does help you.
Yes, it does. There's breathing,
So,
breathe in 5, hold it, breathe out 7. There's just so many different ways. Do it in the morning.
okay. Now, will you set a scene for everyone to see in meditation that you would recommend for anyone dealing with anxiety or depression?
Would I what?
Set a scene.
Set a scene?
Yes, like say for like with me when I talk to somebody, I place them on a beach. You know,
Hey, would I set a scene? I do. I like the water myself, because it still,
yes,
it's releasing, and it takes my worries out. They
right,
they leave. So I would actually ask someone to sit there and play in the sand with your eyes closed.
mm,
And as you're playing in the sand, those are your worries. But sit close enough to the water where the water comes up and it takes the sand out.
right,
And as you're breathing, but your eyes are closed, visualize that in your hand that's playing in the sand, that the water's going to come. Those are the problems, the worries, the behaviors that you want to release, the memories. And
right,
the water takes it out, and it's out. When once something goes out to sea, we don't always see it coming back. And you're free.
right. Yes, and I'm telling you, I love that feeling. There's times that I went to a special park, and I sit by the water, and I meditate, and by the time I come out, I don't realize that I've been there 3, 4 hours.
You don't.
And by the time I come out of it, it's like I feel renewed. I feel more relaxed.
And
I feel more in control.
yeah, I mean, I've never been in a better place. And if I don't take time for me, like, and even if I have company, when I'm taking a shower, five,
Mm,
10 minutes of this meditation is healthy.
right,
Some people call it prayer. Some people call it
right,
chanting. It's just take time for yourself to allow your brain to heal.
right. Yeah. And everyone, I'm sorry that if you don't see me making certain comments or you don't hear the clapping, we had problems with StreamYard today. So that's why we gone live. I do see y'all on. Thank y'all for tuning in.
Yes.
I want to say hello to everyone that's on.
Hello.
By next week, we should have this going because the devil's a lie. We're going to get this word out. And we did everything to work together, me and Miss Fiiire. And we're on here. We're on here. We getting
Yes.
it.
Yes, against the odds.
Yes. Okay. If one's suffering from anxiety or depression don't seek help, could it end up in death?
Yes. Yes. That's when people end up with suicide,
Right.
because it's such a heavy weight. And it takes you to a place where you don't value yourself. You don't value who
Right.
you are. And you feel so alone and you feel hopeless.
Right.
And when you get to that place, it's very dark.
Yes, it is.
So
Now I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna bring this to you because I know I try to explain to people that when it comes down to domestic violence, when you're dealing with a victim, if you don't know how to approach them, if you don't know how to handle them or talk to them, you can actually lose them.
yes,
So how can you approach someone that's having a mental breakdown?
first and foremost, you need to let them know who you are. You need to let them know that it's okay and they're in a safe place.
Yes,
You need
yes.
to first of all, say your name, let them know that you're in a that they're in a safe place and you're there to
Mm,
help. And then listen.
right.
Just stop and listen. And
Yes,
as it
yes.
starts to calm down, you ask them, can I enter into your space? And when you enter into their space, you can take their hands and you can let them know and speak into them, you're good. I may not know what to do, but I'm here to walk you to get some help.
Yes,
You need to let people know that they're valuable and they're not just
exactly.
disposable.
Exactly.
Because if they're in a crisis, they're in a dark space. And you don't have to be a professional in the mental health field to let them know that they're valuable, they're not alone, and you're there to
Mm,
listen.
right, right. That's true. That's true. That's true. Because I know I do tell some people be careful on your approach.
Yes,
Not just because you can lose them, but things can get they'll end up returning to that person that's causing them danger.
yes.
But I've found in doing motivational speaking and getting involved with people that's been where I was at, that they open up easier when they know and confident by knowing you've been there.
Oh, yes, yes. It's sharing your story. I'm a soul friend, Haven for Hope, and we're not allowed to give advice.
Hmm.
You're supposed to just walk around and you let people know, if you would like someone to just sit and listen, you sit and you listen to the story. And if you
Hmm.
identify with or you've been there, you let them know. I was abused too. I'm I've been in the same place that you, lovely Rosalie, has been.
Hmm.
And I thought I deserved it. I didn't know I was a good thing.
Hmm.
And I had to put in the work. I had to
Yes.
continually put in the work. And I just admire you women. The three of you are like my sheroes on my song.
Oh, thank you, thank you. I'm gonna tell you, it took a lot. Which like I said, when people don't understand unless you really research or you walk through it with a person, I felt like when I had a breakdown, I came from being abused. I came from being raped. So it was like I had my meltdown. I was standing in Converse and I was like, Lord, why am I here? What is my purpose? I didn't feel that people loved me. I felt like I wasn't worthy to be loved. I felt like that no man would value who I am.
And
And I had to ask God to separate me from the things that wasn't good and the people that are good nutrition to me. Because the people that actually been good, and I mean, I thank God for the people I got now,
yes,
from you,
yes.
lovely, uh, Nikita, Rosalie. It's just the connection I have now of women to relate where I've been is let me know I was not alone,
No, you're not.
that I was worthy,
Yes,
that I am beautiful.
you are.
Because a lot of people think I'm crazy, but let me tell you something. Coming up, I felt like I was an ugly duckling. I always felt like that.
I'm right there with
And it wasn't until I started hearing people, oh, you're a beautiful person. Oh, I'm like, okay, whatever. I felt like a man was just trying to get, in the bedroom with me. I felt like they just wanted something from me because I didn't feel that way. But as I went through the counseling and outside the counseling, started applying motivation to my life by meditation and by doing self-healing, I started to realize that the people I was connected with, they was actually poison to me. They wasn't help. And I had to surround myself by people that was actually nutritional for my life.
Yes.
To where now I'm like, no more. I can't do it.
No, you can't. And what people don't realize is when you're not, whether you're healthy or unhealthy, you give off an energy. And whatever energy you give off, you're going to attract that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really not your fault. And a lady told me one time, if someone tells you you're beautiful or they pay you a compliment and you don't accept it, you're telling that person that what they thought they saw was incorrect.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of things start when you are a child.
Yes.
A lot of things start with children because from the age of 3 to 6, that's when you learn behavior. So you make, and you're a beautiful, beautiful woman, beautiful eyes. And you
Thank you.
wanted to hide that, especially when you get negative attention. And I remember I was raped when I was 18 by a 40-year-old man at my first duty station. And he told me, if you ever say anything, I'll make sure you get a dishonorable discharge. And that was going to destroy my life. So I didn't say anything for 20 years.
And people don't realize, like when you do bring it out, thank you, lovely. She said freckles and all. Yes, I have freckles. Mikey J even brought that out. But when it happened to me, I didn't talk to nobody. I went into seclusion. I was withdrawn. I felt like I wasn't loved. That's why, I wanted you to speak on this because, some women that's been there, they feel like that, and I hate to put it like this, some men, they just say, well, all I want from her is sex. Now, you got women that's been here. That's emotional, and that's a mental thing that you're playing with. Don't tell somebody, well, after you didn't hit it, that, okay, this is all I want. I don't want a relationship. Misfire.
Yes.
Talk to them. Give them words of encouragement to let them know that they're more valuable than this on how a man has done them this way.
It is not your fault if a man chooses to sleep with you and then tell you, I don't want to relate. First and foremost, you are created. You are a daughter of the Most High. You are a beautiful thing. Just because someone, a man, is confused. What if he got next to you and realized, I don't have what it takes to be there for this woman?
Mm-hmm.
And they don't know the correct thing to say to pull away. Like, you know what? I really wasn't ready for this, but I don't want to play games with you. You demand that someone respects you. And if you choose to sleep with someone and say, that's all I want, then that's okay because you're a grown woman. Value who you are.
Exactly.
Never let anyone take your worth away from you.
Yeah, but also realize that you're not the only one in the world that goes through this. Because, I talked to one lady and I spoke to her because I had to let her know, I've been there. And even though it pursued afterwards, it never changed. It's like he kept treating me like I was not a value, like I was not a factor. But what I had to do was seek within myself and say, you know what? I got to cut this off.
And you do.
Because I'm worth more than that.
Yes, you are. That's what I said.
If he doesn't appreciate who you are, and he ain't, and I'm gonna put it like this, just like my big brother say, you're not a man, you're a male. To treat any female that way.
Yes, but you also
going to that level, using sex as fun,
but
especially when somebody's been through something.
Yes, but you have to realize
does not make you a man.
Sometimes some men have been broken and hurt too.
Yes.
And they don't have the tools to be in a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
So the thing that they do know how to do is work with their external parts.
Yes.
And you have to realize in the people of color, our men as well as our women
Mm-hmm.
have been pushed down. They've been strangled for so long.
Yeah.
Why so many of them have PTSD just from living in the projects.
Say it.
Just from back in the day when they introduced
Mm-hmm.
crack into our neighborhoods.
Mm-hmm.
When heroin was epidemic. Nobody spoke on those things. But now, when white America, it's an epidemic, and they want to go out. Men, value your women as queens, and don't use sex against them. And if they come to you and tell you, you know what, I've been hurt by another man, then you need to let them know, you know what, my sister, I wish I was there. Because I would have protected you.
Exactly.
Men, women just want three things. We want security, we want protection, and we want to be valued.
Exactly.
Just because you see a woman well put together does not mean she has not been through something. Spicy's always put together. I, lovely, Rosalie, that does not mean we haven't been somewhere. But respect our journey.
Exactly. Respect the women that we have become, because it was a long road, and we went through a lot to get where we are now. And we don't need someone to come in and set that back or to use that. But you also have men that go through that too, because you have women that do that as well.
Yeah, that's what I said. We both
Mm-hmm.
both just have to value and respect the other person.
Right. And that's all it takes is respect. Because in where I stand, if you disrespect me, you also have no respect for yourself.
That's true. And
Because if you stand around here and say, well, I'm a man, I'm grown.
yeah, you're grown.
I take that word very, very lightly, because especially I tell my kids, I'm grown, I'm grown. Well, you under my roof, you ain't paying no bills, so you're not grown. Now, if you're a man and you're living off a woman, you're not a man, you're a male. If you disrespect a woman, if you belittle her, if you tear her down, you're not a man.
I understand. I truly understand.
And that's what I had to explain to one guy, because he was like, well, I give her whatever she wants. I do everything for her. She ain't got to need a one for nothing. But the fact is that you have abused her. And even though she stayed there, there's scars that she has not healed from. She haven't got help.
That's why we women who have been there and who have come out of it on the other side, we can see those women that are there, and we can be proof to them that you too don't have to stay there. That is why we have to let them know that, baby, you can become a masterpiece. It does not matter what's going on in your life. Come to Spoken Heart and let me share my story with you. Come and let me
Right.
through some meditation. Listen to some of Lovely's poetry.
Yes.
Know that you have not walked this alone. You have not sat on this beach playing with the sand by yourself. There are many.
Exactly. You're not alone. But, one message I did want to get out to anyone, even though you shower a person with gifts, give them all the money, put them in a position where they got to need to want anything. If they are living in misery, they're broke.
Yes, you are broken.
But even there could be a man that make less money than you women. There could be a man that wants to but can't give you the luxuries of life. But he makes you happy.
Yes, but
he brings nothing but joy to your life. That makes you the richest woman.
Yes. And what
in life?
Security, love, and to be valued. None of that has to do with what kind of purse you carry.
Hmm.
It doesn't matter how many pair of shoes you have.
Exactly.
If someone values you and treats you with respect, you're the richest person in the world. I would prefer
Yes.
a man, if you're on a bus, but
Mhm.
you'll cook, if you're neat, if you're healthy mentally, and you're striving to just every day be a better person, that to me is amazing. I
Yes.
don't need someone that has, got the Rolex, da 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 da. You got the Benz, da 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 da. Usually, those kind of men have to be gone a lot in order to
Majority of the time.
acquire that.
Yeah.
But you know what? Every woman has who they want, and you're not a king or a queen by the wealth that you see. You are a king or a queen by the wealth that you carry on the inside.
Exactly. And my thing is that no matter where the way you might dress yourself up, if your woman or if your man is looking tore down, it does not make you look good.
No, and I'm the kind.
You can have Rolex, you can have Gucci, you can have Ralph Lauren or whatever you call it. But if that person that's with you, that's supposed to be one in your life, that's supposed to be your joy, if they are looking around with their head down, always unhappy, always crying, that doesn't make you look good.
No, it doesn't.
I don't care how you decorate it.
But you'll see.
You driving a Cadillac, but she driving a car to continue to break down. That doesn't make you look good.
But some people accept that. Some people accept that, and that's what some people are. And that's when we step in and let them
Yes,
know,
yes,
come on. That's when you pull them
yep,
to the side, have a cup of coffee, have a soda, have a glass of wine, share your story
right,
with softness, with gentleness, with love.
right.
And then that's when the cycle ends and the cycle begins to change.
Okay. Now, everyone that's watching, if there's anybody out here that needs to speak with anybody
Yeah.
on mental health, there's in-home counseling help in the comfort of your own home. That number is 847-903-5604. The national helpline is 800-662-HELP. You also, if for the youth, they have the National Youth Crisis Hotline. That is 1-800-273-8255. Stephanie, Fiiire, I'm sorry. Fiiire, I really thank you for coming in. We're going to have to continue the discussion another time on the live broadcast because I really enjoyed this. I really love this, and I really love you.
Oh,
You have really came a long way. You're such a strong and phenomenal woman. And I appreciate what you and Nisi's doing on the podcast. Keep going, keep pushing, keep helping people. But right now, I'm going to give you this minute to give somebody a nutritional word that could be going through mental disorder right now, a mental illness that don't know how to get out or how to get help. Everyone, Miss Fiiire.
you are valuable no matter where you stand. If it's even in darkness or if you're in light. But to the person in darkness right now, I extend you my hand. Reach out to me on Facebook or Instagram. I am Fiiire with 3 eyes. We will walk this walk together and find you the help that you need. Because remember, you're valuable, you're special, you're not alone. I one day was in darkness myself. And there are tools now that I have that keep me in the light. I would love to share them with you. All I need you to do is just say, I'm here. And there I am also. You can come on the other side and you can smile too.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Now, could you let everybody know how they can follow you, how they can find you, and where they could watch your show?
You can watch my podcast every Monday, Facebook Live, with Miss Niecy Perkins and Sister Mother whenever she decides to come on. I am on Facebook as Stephanie Nious, that's Nious. I'm also on Facebook as Fiiire with 3 eyes. And I have our group, Becoming a Masterpiece, which is on Facebook. Or you can reach me on Instagram. I am Becoming a Masterpiece. I am Fiiire, or 3 crosses, 3, the number 3 underscore crosses. There is no way you cannot find me or find someone who knows me. So please, my phone is never off because I'm a grandmother and a mother and a friend and a sister.
She's the whole package.
I am, girl.
Yes.
In order for you to say that, you had to realize what the whole package is, because that's what you are too.
Yes, yes. Thank you. I appreciate it. Okay, everyone tune in next week. We got something to end the month out, to end the year out. Trust me, you don't want to miss it. But just as a reminder, no children allowed to watch next week's show.
Okay.
No children. Okay?
Yes.
So next week, we got a very funny person coming in. Watch out for the flyer that will be going up. And also, we actually have 2 gift cards that we're going to be giving out and the bike raffle. So stay tuned. We got more Christmas gifts coming on. Congratulations to Miss Lovely on her new purse. Yay! And now we're going to leave the show off with Symbolic Soul and I'm Fly.
I woke up feeling fine today. I listened to the mirror and I had to say, girl, you look good today. Don't care how you feeling, 'cause I was born this way. Can I have your attention for a minute? Can I use my words to mesmerize your thoughts? And although some people may feel like this is egotistical, can I just explain to you how you're bold in aerobics? In case you didn't know it, I just thought I would let you know it. Really, you're beautiful. You're like a ray of sunshine on any given day. And your award-winning smile and style has the ability to make darkness fade away. You're the greatest person I ever laid eyes on. So go on with your bad self. I commend you for shuffling and dealing with the cards that you were dealt. Even with a half a deck, you handled it so well, you managed to surprise your own self. Give yourself a round of applause and a standing ovation. You deserve this much more for the way you dominate and how you rise to every occasion. I just want to say congratulations, you were the underdog, and you still became a master in elevation. Determination should be your middle name. I just love the way you sustain and how you don't let that negative chatter occupy space in your brain. It's plain to see that you are a remarkable and very unique human being. Who wouldn't? I mean, who couldn't love somebody like me? Woke up and I feel okay, okay. Woke up and I feel okay. Woke up and I feel okay, okay. Woke up and I feel okay. They say beauty is skin deep, but yet the world judge you by a beat and whether you're petite. I say through all of this defeat, I will still love you unconditionally. I'm not worried what others say about me. I'm a child of God and I'm free to be who He called me to be. Boldly I walk with His light shining through me. When I step out the door, I pray that all my enemies will bow down before me. Okay, woke up and I feel okay. Woke up and woke up and I today. Got dressed in the mirror and we had to say, oh, we look today. Don't care how you feel, 'cause we were born this way. We woke up feeling fly. We fly, that's right, we 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 fly.
That's right, we fly. That's right, we